The organization, which is loosely referred to as a syndicate, which is basically comprised of a group of friends from Boston, Connecticut, Washington, who on an annual basis had come together down here to sail in the Opera House Cup race, and had increasingly gotten involved in trying to do something with the 12-meter yachts and sailing on the island, and wanted to do something to not only make the weekend larger for themselves and their friends and their constituents in some instances, but also to take a more active role in doing something that would benefit the folks on the island. And it's literally a loosely comprised group of friends who like to sail, who like to come to Nantucket, and who like to do something to help the community. Obviously Kennedy and Kerry, and we had Senator Chris Dodd from Connecticut, Frank Lautenberg from New Jersey, Bill Frist from Tennessee, Gordon Smith from Oregon, and Senator John Warner from Virginia. Boats themselves are primarily docked, in fact I believe they're all docked in Newport, Rhode Island right now as a home base. They're all classic 12-meter yachts, have all sailed in America's Cup competition, either in the Defender Series or in the Cup finals themselves. In some instances, some of the boats in the Intrepid has 2 times won the America's Cup. A number of the other boats have sailed for many years. They're all wooden-hulled sailboats, as you know, so which puts them in the classic definition. I'm sorry, as opposed to the new 12-meter boats, which are fiberglass and a little bit sleeker and a little bit faster. I think 4 Democrats and 3 Republicans, and it was, as they said, let's let the people know that we can disagree and we can still work together and we can be friends with each other and we can have a great time together. So. What happened, it was visually probably a great thing. The 7 12-meter yachts literally just ramped up to one another with, I think, 3 on the starboard side and 4 on the port side of the Snow Goose, which is the Opera House Cup committee boat, and was great enough to allow itself to be utilized as a luncheon center, if you will, for us on Saturday. And that's really where the senators and their guests and folks could get together for about an hour prior to going out and sailing, and they had a little lunch. They had a meeting just to go over the rules so that everybody understood what was going to happen on the course. And
we'll give another horn and call their name over the radio, and they return and start properly.
And just one horn, right?
We'll have blue, white, red cylinders for that 10-minute sequence. The only time you hear 2 horns, you hear a horn and another horn is if you're over early. And he's going to also announce it on the radio.
Copy of that. But there's a 10-minute horn, 5-minute horn, starting horn, and it'll be blue, white, red.
And it's going to be basically a lured windward race. So you're going to start through the previous race's finish line.
Yeah, this event had actually first taken place in Boston Harbor between Senators Kerry and Kennedy some years ago, and they each had one of the classic J boats. One, I believe Kennedy had Endeavor and Kerry had Shamrock, and they just had a match race, and that was to call attention to not only the harbor but the classic nature of those boats and really the product of camaraderie between the 2 of them. They wanted to do something, since they were here, that would benefit the community as well as the 12-meter foundation, and they had talked about the skills that are involved in becoming a good sailor at a young age. It teaches you certainly self-discipline and strategic thinking and time management and skills along those lines, and they just thought that those are things that you can learn as a young person and take into life with you later on, and that this would be not only a great way to do it, but certainly a fun way to do it, and expose some of the local kids from the island to sailing a bigger boat than they may be used to. Being around some different types of people that can lend some perspective to them and different things to do with sailing and to do with life, actually.